What's up, guys? It's Brady. We're gonna be making GFX today. It's a little GFX tutorial. Three things you're gonna need for this are Photoshop. I mean, really, any year is fine. You're also gonna need a software called Cinema 4D for making the 3D text. So I mean, here. I always like to start. Okay, never mind. Wants to be weird. All right. I always like to start by going on Photoshop, make a 1920 by 1080 pixel project, and then I mean this is personal preference, but I always like to throw a color overlay on it. Just throw it to like a pretty dark gray, not black, but like a pretty dark gray, and then um I always get the white color, and then go here, make a text. I'm just gonna name it tutorial for you guys because I mean, what else would I name it? So here we go. We got our text. Now we need a good font. So I'm gonna recommend one of my personal favorite font sites called DaFont. I mean, I get literally all of my fonts from here. Like there are thousands of fonts on here. So I mean, I get a lot of them off there. But I think for this video, I mean, I guess we'll go with this one. This one's not bad. I've used this one a few times. All right. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab this wand tool right here. It's called Magic Wand. You're gonna hold Control and click on the image right here. From there, you're gonna right click, click Make Work Path. Make sure it's always 2 pixels. You want it to be 2 pixels. And you're gonna click OK. Go over to File, Export, Path to Illustrator. Click OK. So, I mean, you guys, I mean, if you've worked with me, you know, I mean, I keep my GFX pretty organized. So, I mean, I have a bunch of folders for them. Make a new folder just called tutorial, and then throw it in there. And then what we're gonna do from there, I mean, you can just press backspace to get rid of that blue. What we're gonna do from there is we're gonna open Cinema 4D. This is called a Lightroom. This is a preset. I'm going to start selling some of these presets that I have. So this is a pre-made Lightroom. I made this Lightroom. I mean, you can try and make your own. It's not that easy, but you could watch a YouTube video on it. It's not too difficult. So what we're going to do is, here, I'll do it again. You want to click File up here, click Merge, and then find wherever you put the file. There should be a .ai file. Always keep that to 1, and then your guys's might spawn like pop up right here. I don't know why, but recently mine have popped up over there. So my steps for this process might be a little different than your guys's because I mean this is a pre-made Lightroom. Like I already made this Lightroom, so I just like to get it fitted to wherever my base text was. So it's just it's a good reference point for where all the light's gonna bounce off for the text. So I mean, I like to get it pretty close. Like, I mean, that's fine. Um, and move it over a little bit. So I have 2 extrudes. Like this one is the 3D, that one's the 2D. So I click Control C, Control V to copy it, and I literally just drag it, hold it over this, and there it is. And then you delete the old one. Yeah, I mean, so here it is. So here, this is the 3D part. This is what that means. So 200, that's 200 centimeters. If I put it to 1 centimeter, that's what it would look like. If I put it to like 10 centimeters, that's what it would look like. So, I mean, this is all really just personal preference. Normally, I like doing 200. But for this one, that looks a little long. I don't like it to be too long. That's perfect. And then I mean a hotkey for this, you can like when you're ready to render, Control R. This is called a pre-render. You can just I mean see how it looks. I like that, so I'm gonna click Control B, and then go to save. I'm gonna click on these 3 little dots right here. Go to wherever I want it to save to, and then I normally always name mine 3D, so I know which one's which. And then you want to click Shift and R, and then it'll start to render. And then once it's done rendering, you can press X. And then we're going to go back over here to get our 2D. I normally set it to 2. And then or not 22. And then I come over here to caps right here. And then I turn fillet cap to none on both, so that it's, it doesn't have any of the edge lines on there. And then I do the same process, Control B. Instead of clicking the 3 lines this time, I know it's going to be the 2D and it's already to what folder I want. So I'm going to delete the 3 and just put a 2 for 2D. And then same process. And then when it's done, you can just click X. I like to just minimize this, not close it in case I need to redo it. We're going to head over to the folder. I like to always click View and then large icons so I can see what I'm working with. So we're going to drag both of these onto here. And then always put the 2D on top, and then keep the tutorial on the bottom. Or, this is just a source, so, you can hide that for right now. But, here we go. This is, the main base of the GFX. So normally what I like to do is I'm a very organized person, if you guys know me. If you don't, I like to stay organized. So I normally just put these both into folders like this. And then I group them together like this, and then just call it text. And then here we go. Now I have two folders. I click Control J to duplicate it, and I name this one Chrome for the Chrome around the text. We're gonna hide that for right now because we don't really need it. Hide the 2D also because we don't really need it. 3D. Normally, what I like to do is I like to click the gradient tool right here and then just drag it over. I like blue for this video. We're gonna do blue. So here, we don't need these. So normally what I do is I click a darker color for the top or the bottom. Sometimes, it's all just personal preference. Whatever you want to do. This little thing just drags how much of what color you want. So I'm just going to put it about in the middle. And then you always want to make sure you put it on multiply right here. You can see the difference. You actually get to see the text a little more. From here, we're going to click on this. We're going to click filter and then camera raw filter. And then once you've opened your camera raw filter, you're going to see a lot of, for you guys, it'll probably look something like this. I always like to keep open light, color, effects, and detail. I always like to keep all these open. So normally for, just these, I come over to clarity and, just mess it around a little. Because, you don't want it too dark, but you also want it to look kind of realistic with the shadows and all that. Maybe turn Vigente a little down. And then I think that looks good. So you can see it added a little bit of shadow to the text. And then what I like to do is, you guys have seen on a lot of my GFX, I have, here, I'll show you guys. It's like this little, it's this little thing at the bottom right here. So like, it's a little hard to see, but like here, if I put it to red, you can see it right there. It's on the text a little bit. So what we're gonna do is do this to get it to the bottom. We're gonna turn it up. Here we go. And then we're gonna turn the size down a little bit. We're gonna turn the choke all the way down and then put the distance maybe to like 16. Turn the size up a little bit. Maybe choke it up a little bit. So choke just makes it a little thicker and like where it starts at. So we're gonna put this at, a nice little, maybe a little light blue, like that, like so. All right, and that's, about it for the 3D. Sometimes I like to come over here to filter gallery, and then I like to add a plastic wrap. It's gonna be in the artistic column. This just adds like a little bit of, here, I'll show you guys. It adds like a little bit of texture, to the back, like kind of like a metallic look, I guess. Yeah, I don't do that all the time, but I'll do it just for the purpose of the video. Next thing is the 2D. This is probably one of the most important steps because this is what is going to be like the main part of your GFX. So for the 2D, I'm going to do it a little differently than the 3D. I like to click right here along the side and grab another one of these. I'm going to kind of like alternate a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this one a little darker than the one below it. And then I'm going to click again. I'm going to add one in the middle and make it around the same color as the one on the bottom right there. And then we're going to mask it onto this one by holding Alt and then just clicking. And then we're going to click multiply. And you guys can see, I mean, it looks pretty good. I like it. Again, you can, always mess around with these sliders. I mean, I learned GFX by quite literally just messing around. That's basically all of what it is. So next, we're gonna click on the 2D, double click, and we're gonna come to inner shadow right here. So for this, I like to just go black. I mean, black looks the best. Put it on normal. Then we're gonna put it to the top, 90 degrees. We're gonna put the distance down a little bit. Maybe it's around right there. So that when you put the chrome on, there's this little shadow right here, which gives it a little bit more detail. That's about it. That's about all I do for the 2D. I'll add textures after I do the chrome. This is like probably the most important part of any text that you will ever make, the chrome. It's a very, very, very important part. I mean, I've used many variants of chromes in the past. Like, I mean, you guys can see I have a lot of GFX. I'm just gonna use one that I've already made before because I'm a little lazy right now. I don't really feel like making a whole new one. But again, I have layer styles that I will make available for you guys and sell to you guys. So I'm just gonna drag this over here so I can show you guys. So basically, what I do is my chrome is just like 3 to 5 layers of just effect. Basically, it's literally just effects. So here, I'll show you guys. I just keep these minimized, and you always make sure the fill is on 0. So I mean, I don't really like the chrome for this one, but this is how I'm gonna mess with it. So, maybe turn the size up a little bit. It's it's a bolder text. You want thicker chrome, maybe like 13, and then okay, maybe not that thick, maybe like 7. All right, I think that looks good. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all what the chrome is. I mean, there's multiple layers that help it look better. Like this one's just a pattern, but I mean, it honestly makes it look a lot better. For this one, I'll just add like a example texture to show you guys. So not everything I do is this complicated. I know this looks really, really complicated, but in all reality, it's not. So like here, I'll just do this one. I like this one a lot. I've used this one a lot of times. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drag it into the 2D. We're gonna hold Alt to mask it onto there, and then don't drag the 2D. We're gonna Control T to move it around. This is honestly just personal preference too. Like here, we can do that right there, and then it all depends on what color the text is, but normally you're gonna want to do divide at the bottom right here, and then just mess with the opacity to get it however you like it. So I'm gonna throw it around there. And I mean that's basically it for the text. So now what you're gonna want to do is hide your background. You're gonna want to hold Alt, Control, Shift, and E to make it a layer like this. So like now you can hide that and you can move it around all as one layer. And then this is my favorite part. You're going to want to right click perspective. And then this is where you can, really mess with the text. So you can do this. I mean, a lot of the times what I like to do with here, for bolder texts, I like to just scrunch it up like that a little. And then I'm going to right click and click warp. Bring the sides down a little bit. And then bring the tops out a little bit. And then perspective. And I mean, that looks honestly not great. I'm going to redo that. Honestly, you know what? I'm just going to do that. So all I did was just perspective and that. But I mean, sometimes I'll do, like this and this. Like one of those. Like sometimes I'll do that. But I think for right now, I'm just going to do this. And then we're going to Shift G, then Control G. So put those in a group and just name it text. You can delete this, by the way. That doesn't need to be there for right now. So Honoric, the glow that I have around my texts. This is a really nice software. It's a little expensive. I paid a good bit of money for it. You don't have to have this. I mean, there's cracked versions. I don't use cracked versions. I like, the paid one. It's got a bunch of updates and newer stuff. So I'm gonna do it just for the purpose of the video. If you guys want to get the cracked version, I mean, they're literally everywhere. You can just look up Honoric cracked, and I mean, you'll probably find it. Just don't click on a link and then get your IP stolen. It wasn't me. Um, so when you have Honoric, if you have the correct version, it's gonna look a little to a lot different than mine. If you have the paid version, it should look exactly like this. You're gonna just want to click the mask button and then X-ray. And normally, what I like to do is I just put it on certain sections. I don't do the whole thing. I just this red means that it's gonna light up really good. So I just like to get those parts, some of those parts, not all of them. Um, I mean, it's all personal preference. Doing what you want to do. Um, yeah, but Honoric just gives it brings life to your project and makes it look a hell of a lot better. So I like to use it on, I mean, pretty much everything unless I'm making like a banner or like a logo or anything like that. Um, but yeah, basically what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna turn the exposure down a little bit because that's pretty bright. Let me turn it down a little more. That looks nice. You're just gonna save it, and then bang, there you go. So I mean, that's how I put glow on my text. You can see without and with. Um, Also, a lot of the time I Control J to duplicate the layer, and then I'm gonna go over to Filter, Blur Gallery, and Path Blur. I do this a lot on a lot of my work. You're gonna drag the arrow till it's like pretty much upwards, and then click the basic blur over here and click Rear Sync Flash. What this does is it just makes it, it's like a nice little blur on it. So I normally put the speed up to around 150 and then turn the taper up a lot. So then it looks like that. And I mean, that's a pretty nice effect. I do it on a lot of GFX, and then it's, whatever, however you want it to look. Turn this down to however you like, or I mean, keep it at 100 if you like it. I normally like to give it like a faint blur so it looks like that. Um, yeah. Next is background. Um, Background is one of the probably the most important part of any GFX because that's what I mean, the text is obviously the most important, but background second most important because that's what's going to draw attention. Obviously the text, but if you hide the text and you just look at the background, it's going to be like, wow, that person did a pretty good job at that. So I do two types of backgrounds. I either do abstract for 100 carat eye servers, or I do um like sometimes, like, here I'll show you guys, either like a city background or like a town, or so like a realistic background for like for semi servers. So like this is a semi server I literally just got done making. You can see it's like, it's a background of LA in the back over there. Um Added a globe, some palm trees, lean cup, cash roll, and some tape. Obviously money. I mean, I put that on pretty much all my GFX. But yeah, I mean, this is what like a semi GFX would look like compared to um 100 carat die GFX, which is this is my server. Um, there's just a lot more like effects to it, not as much like glow and pop, even though there is a lot of that. There's a lot of like abstract effects and things that go into this. So, I mean, this took a while, obviously, by looking at it. Um, I mean, yeah, it's all personal preference, but for video purposes, I'm just gonna open a graphics pack that I have. Um, you can buy these pretty much anywhere. I mean, I have almost all of them, so I'm gonna start selling these soon. If you guys want, you can make a ticket in the Discord, and I'm gonna start selling those for, I mean, pretty cheap. I mean, I couldn't tell you one time that I have not used these. I use these on literally everything I've ever made, whether it's just for a PNG or for color corrections or a background or, um, I mean, really anything. All right, once you've opened the graphics pack, what you're gonna want to do is come down to backgrounds. I mean, I'm just gonna use these for the purpose of the video. I mean, just find one you like. I mean, I like this one. This one's kind of clean. You're gonna want to make sure it's behind the text. Remember when I first started, I used to put it in front of the text, and then I finished it, and you couldn't see the text, and I thought I forgot to do it. If your background's a different color than your text, you're gonna want to come over to hue and saturation, mask it on the little layer by Alt and click, and then you're gonna want to click the cyan-taupe and I normally put the saturation almost all the way up, and then I just match it to the color the best I can, probably around there. And then yeah, I mean, there's that. Um, Next we're going to come over here and utilize some of the textures in this graphics pack. So I mean, there's a lot of nice ones. I think I'm gonna use this one. I've used this one a good bit. So for the background for these textures, what I like doing is, I mean, I like doing this. Find one that find one of these layers that blends well. You know, in your opinion. So like I think this one blends. Screen will normally blend pretty well for a lot of them. And then what I like doing is I just like, you know, like making in chunks. So I just like erasing parts of it so that it looks, you know, kind of like fragmented. You know, like erase some of the top, erase some of the corners, and yeah, just like that. And then I normally like to turn the opacity down, and that looks pretty good. Um, Particles, I have used these in literally everything I've ever done, I think. Um, they just give it like a nice texture. They're a really nice texture. I like using them a lot. You guys obviously know that. So I mean, yeah, I normally just throw one of these on here, and I mean this one's red, so I'm gonna go to hue and saturation, mask it onto there, go to cyan-taupe, and then for particles, I normally just turn that all the way up, and then it looks like these are already blue, so that's good. I mean those particles don't really pop that well, so I'll probably get another pair of them, another pair that looks pretty good. I mean, it's all personal preference. That's what a lot of GFX is. Also, you know, working with the customer, if you and you know, if you guys are gonna start your own shop, just listen to the customer. Just, I mean, you're working for them. Not to sound like weird, but I mean, if they ask that you change something, or you know, add something, or you know, want something to look a little different, try taking their word for it. You know, and could actually look pretty nice. So for this one, I mean, I'm just gonna keep it on screen. I'm just gonna turn the opacity down a little bit, maybe not that much. Um, and then I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna go too in depth because you know I want to keep a little bit of my secrets, you know, uh, hidden, and but I mean that's pretty much the basics of it. Um, and then you're gonna wanna, I mean, I do this for everything. I want to click on color corrections. These are basically color corrections are basically just a mix of a lot of like correction layers. Like if you click on this, like solid color, gradients, patterns, all they're pretty much just a like collaboration of a lot of those. So, I mean, I normally just, go through these, see what I like and don't like. Like, you know, it's, all just what looks good to you, really. It's like, that looks good. That looks pretty cool. I mean, for the sake of the video, I don't want this to be like an hour tutorial. I mean, I normally just turn all three of these on, see which one looks good. So I like that one. I like those two together. I think this one's the one that makes it pretty dark. So we're gonna turn that down a little bit. This one also makes it a little dark. So we're gonna turn that down a little bit. And then I like to hold Shift, click, Control G to merge them all together. And then I just name it Final. And then we're gonna do the same thing we did for the text. Control Alt Shift and E to make it a PNG layer. And then I'm gonna come over here, Filter, Camera Raw Filter. And then this is how I, edit a lot of the time. So, you just literally just mess with these sliders, do what looks good to you. So maybe turn that up a little bit higher contrast. Sometimes, I mean, I won't even touch half of these. Like for this, I'm probably not going to touch half of those. Sometimes I'll like, mess with the vibrance and saturation, make it pop a little more. Like I'll turn the saturation up a little bit. Clarity is a huge one. I use this on pretty much everything. You don't want to overdo it and have it look like that. That just looks not great. So, I mean, it's very subtle. You just turn it up a little bit. Dehaze, sometimes I'll turn it up, sometimes I'll turn it down. For this, I'm probably going to turn it down a little bit. Vignette, I use this on everything. This just adds either a black border or a white border. The white one's kind of an eyesore, so I don't really do that. I normally go down to around like 25 to 40, somewhere in that range. That looks pretty good. I mean, you can sharpen it, but then it adds this little noise right here, and you don't really want that. I mean, you can turn this on, but sometimes it'll get rid of your particles. Like, see, it got rid of a lot of those particles, and we don't want that. I mean, sometimes it looks clean for the text, but it messes up your background, so I don't really touch sharpening a lot. And then bang, there it is. Then to export it, you just go to File, Export, Quick Export as PNG, and then save it to wherever you put your, put everything else at. So I normally just name it Discord banner, or I mean banner, either or, and then you go here and there it is. It's just a quick, simple, tutorial for you guys. If you liked it, make sure to tap in with me. You don't have to do it all by yourself. Been doing this for what, 3 years now? Yeah. Done a lot of good work for pretty decent sized servers. I mean, I can't name one client that hasn't, liked my work. Not to have an ego or anything, but I do good work. I'm gonna start posting a lot more tutorials, maybe some more in-depth ones, like ones on like how to, make your text look better, how to make backgrounds look better. Yeah, if you guys want, tap into the Discord. I'll link it in the description. I'm gonna start selling a lot of these assets that I have, like the Chrome layer styles, graphics packs, and all that. But yeah, if you guys like the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.